Hello everyone. This video is going to show you how to install the tablet rules on your Ocean site. So once you've logged in, you'll see a portal that looks something like this. Make sure you've clicked the Tablets tab to start. My screen looks a little busier than probably yours does because I've created a number of groups just experimenting with different rules and that, but yours might just have a single group to start called Default Tablet Settings. And what you might want to do is either you can create your rules in this group by clicking Edit, as I'll show you in a second, or you might want to create a separate group for this Mental Health PSP. So what you might want to do is, I've got a blank slate down here called New Rules Group. So I'm just going to clone that, or you could clone your default tablet settings, whichever one you want to start with. This is my blank slate, so I'm going to clone this. So you click Clone, and it's automatically renamed it to the same thing, just a +1, but you can click here to rename it. So for example, you might want to name your group Mental Health PSP. And then, this is the group that I've just cloned and created, Mental Health PSP. So we go over here and we click Edit. And that brings up a different window. And then up here, there's a tab for rules. So click that. Now, you've just already downloaded a PDF from the instructions that has the scripting for the rules. It looks like this. It's a PDF that's on my website as well in the section above. You probably just downloaded it. Keep that on hand because we're going to need it in a second, okay? So we're going to create 2 rules in total here. For those of you who might have installed prior to July the 6th, 2016, there were actually 3 rules we were using. We've now simplified it just down to 2. But in any case, we're going to create our first rule. So you click here to create rule. And what this is going to do is this is loading up, this is a rule that automatically loads a certain e-form. So we're going to need to find the e-form in question. And the first rule we're going to start with is going to be a rule that's applicable for the PSP follow-up controller. So click that, and we're going to say create a rule for this. And it defaults to true. But we're just going to delete that because we're going to write our own scripting in here. So this is where the PDF comes in that you've downloaded. So this is the rule number 1 for PSP follow-up controller. And all you need to do is just copy and paste all this computer scripting. So highlight it, copy, go back over here and simply paste it into that box. And that's created rule number 1. So then we're going to create our second rule, which is for the PSP pre-PHQ2 screen. So we're going to create a rule for that one. And again, we're just going to delete the default true setting, go over to the PDF for the PSP pre-PHQ2 screen, and again, just highlight the text, copy, and paste back into here. And there you've just created the 2 rules that you need for the algorithm to work. One final thing though I would suggest doing, this bar here, this on-demand eForms bar, if you click that and drag it up to the top, what that does is, let's say a patient is there for a sore throat and you've also manually loaded a sore throat eForm template. Well, what it'll do is it will give priority to the ones you've manually loaded first. So the patient will be prompted to do the sore throat form first, and then anything be after this on-demand bar below it will be done after the fact. So if you want, maybe you want to make sure that your patients do the forms that they're there for that day, and maybe this is a lesser priority. So it just makes these appear at the algorithm eForms appear at the end rather than the start. So when you're done there, you just click Save. You've created the rules and you click Save. And so now we've got the rules created for this group. So then what you're going to want to do is, if you have multiple tablets or whatever tablet, you just click and drag the tablets as they're applicable into there. Click and drag. So you can have different rules for different types of settings and different tablets. And you can just manually rearrange that as you need to suit your needs. And that's it.